Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, veterans, bikers, families and friends, to those who would like to be here but can't, know that you're all in my heart. To our Silver Cross families, I have not forgotten. We shall arrive at Shearwater very soon and honor them. To a man who came all the way from Bridgewater today, one of our Silver Cross fathers, thank you for being here. When my wife and I first dreamt up this plan, it was with the inspiration and motivation of some key people, some of whom are here with me today. Brenda Anderson, who's blind and taught me how to see. She also taught me about living with a service dog. Dennis Manouge, friend, confidant, veterans advocate, is one of the finest examples I know of you do the right thing. To Kate McEachern, the young lady who went Gagetown to Antigonish, 562 kilometers in full battle rattle in 19 days. I learned a lot about putting one foot in front of the other, and she also helped me with a lot of the administration behind the scenes, some of the challenges I would face. To Chris Hatton, my Cav brother, he helped me start coming to terms with my new normal. Not a salamander, baby. Trapper Kane, who's not here this morning, president of the Cav, gave me something that had been stripped away. He'd give me a sense of purpose. He taught me how to serve with strength and honor again. Arte and Marte. Pam Vickery, from the biking community, now riding with the Angels. Our project will live on through her eyes. We will be releasing a series of motivational posters on the Paws for Thought Facebook page. Today's quote comes from Billy Bishop, BC, DSO and Bar, DFC. On the edge of destiny, you must test your strength. Today, I think we may have arrived at that point. To Peter Stauffer, my Member of Parliament, and Becky Kent, my MLA, thank you both for all that you have done, but know that the heavy lifting is yet to be done. There's a group of people here from Scott Hannaberry who helped me with my workouts, Jim Lowther, President of Veterans Emergency Transition Services, helping homeless veterans, to Rob Dobson and Shane Jones, two veterans in our community who helped me focus my sense of purpose. There are others, and I will get to them in the course of my speech. There's one special lady that I'm here. She saw me at my worst, and she's here today to hopefully see me at my best. Thank you. To my family, the world will never know. To my darling bride Jocelyn, we were married 301 days. When I sailed, never returned the same. Yeah. She never bailed during the darkest of times, no matter how black it got. And trust me, it was black, and she never bailed. There are no words. To my children, Jennifer, my youngest, currently in nursing school and unable to be here, I will take but one word, and she knows what it is: focus. We shared a call on my way down here this morning, and she thought that was the most appropriate word for her. To my other daughter, Lindsay, 3-time cancer survivor, ARD survivor, 57% of her lung function left with her fibula grafted into her spine. There is but one word: tough. So how do I describe 26 years of living hell with PTSD, addictions, depression, panic, anxiety, and serious anger management issues? Describe one of the most complex and devastating psychiatric injuries? Describe what my service dog does, how she does it, why I'm doing this with my family's support, the support of the community, and the support of all of you, and do it in a manner that all makes sense before we start celebrating birthdays. Nice trick. So here it goes in record time. I was awarded the Star of Courage for an act of conspicuous courage in circumstances of great peril. The Chancellery decided the first part. Hans Kleeman's citation for his Meritorious Service Cross, for those who look it up, will certainly clarify the latter. When I told people I was going to walk a half marathon average for 50 days over 1,100 kilometers so that I could raise the money, we could raise the money to buy 50 more PTSD service dogs for 50 more disabled veterans, the two most often voiced sentiments were, "Are you crazy?" or are you insane? Actually, the doctors use kinder words. But I have enough paper with my name on it that will certainly convince the world that I have some very serious mental health issues. Make no bones about it. So I have a team behind me that are doing pretty much everything. I walk and I talk. And for those that are behind me that are unseen, know that the support that you have given my family so far is invaluable. And again, the heavy lifting is yet to come. And I will do my best to stay on the page. I now live with a psychiatric service dog, and this is my girl Ty. And in a few years, we have our 1-year anniversary as a team. She's had a huge impact on both my physical health and my mental well-being. For me, the 3 most important things that she does are nightmare intervention, watching my back in public, and flashback dissociative recall. She was made possible with the support of the Nova Scotia Nunavut Command of the Royal Canadian Legion, and actually it was the Benevolent Fund. Somebody's going to shoot me sooner or later for the wrong word, so I might as well start this morning. It was the Benevolent Fund. But they stood with me through the Eastern Passage Branch's recommendation and their kind support. And they were impressed by what they saw happen with me. And they are now acting as our charitable receipting and financial controls for our project. So later we're going to ask you all for more money. And if you provide it through the Legion, you will get a tax-deductible receipt. I understand these are good things. But a funny thing happened on the way to the start line here. This was to be the official launch of my long walk to Sanity. But in reality, we've already paired 2 veterans with their service dogs. We have 4 in the mill, and you're going to hear from one of those people a bit later. And we have 5 more on the wait list. So why do we use service dogs for post-traumatic stress disorder? Guys and gals like me with a dog like her do not go on to hurt themselves. It is just that simple. Cards that were once in play are no longer in the deck. So here comes the pitch, folks. Every time, each and every time we muster approximately another $7,000 in that pot, we are going to save another veteran from the hell they are in. We are going to give them a chance to reestablish with their family and eventually their community. In a few days, the numbers will actually be 4 paired, 2 in the mill, and many more on the wait list. We solve this problem with money. So your donations and sponsorship, each and every time we do this, know that you have helped save a life. Let him who hath understanding reckon the number of the beast, for it is a human number, and its number is 666, and its letters are PTSD. It is a living hell that is unimaginable. So what do you call something that comes onto Canadian soil, uninvited, fells Canadians, destroys their lives, devastates their families, harms our communities? Sadly, this enemy is in every community in Canada. It is an enemy. It attacks our veterans. It attacks our philos, first in, last out. Fire, first responders, police, RCMP. That enemy lives amongst us, and they all hurt. The hard part is you cannot see this enemy, but he is amongst us. He is here this morning, and we didn't invite him. I have fought this enemy for almost 27 years, and trust me, it is a never-ending hell. I do have understanding after 27 years, and I shall reckon with the beast. So what happens when you have such an enemy? You fight, but to do that, there should be a declaration of war. And from this moment forward, I am at war. I will continue to fight my PTSD daily for the rest of my life. But I now have something that was so desperately missing. I have hope. And that hope is spurring me on to get others help. And in doing so, it may quiet some of the voices inside of me. For all of us in the military, former, current, and those yet to come, we learned a very valuable lesson on day 2. It might have been day 1, maybe as late as day 3. But you'll understand. We all learned how to do the fireman's carry. We do not leave our wounded on the battlefield. Ever. I've trained very hard, and I have a team that's helped me prep physically. I've walked over 2,300 kilometers in training. I've climbed over 9,000 flights of stairs since the 21st of January in preparation. It's kind of hard to determine what that actually looks like. I've lost 170 pounds. In for those of you who do not know what 170 pounds looks like, if you live on cortisol, it can affect your weight. It's very hard to be interested in your health if you are not going to live to tomorrow. You have less interest if you are the reason that that is not going to happen. So folks, it is nigh time for words to give way to the most useful byproducts of those things that I know. Actions and inspirations. So the rubber is about to hit the road in my New Balance 978s, fitted and planned by Luke McDonald of Aerobics First. For those of you in the military, you're about to enjoy what you're going to hear next. When Luke put my boot plan together, it took more time to fit me for my boots and design the plan, which was actually the easy part, than it took me to draw my entire initial kit at basic training. So either these boots fit really well, or the stuff at basic fit really badly. You can figure it out. Rudy Lozier from New Balance also has stepped up. We have morning and afternoon boots, odd and even days. By the time I hit Ottawa, hopefully Rudy will have 2 new pair. So for those of you who wish to join me for a lap of our beloved boardwalk, here in one of the most beautiful places that I know, I need you to consider the sacrifice that our veterans and our families make, the sacred obligation that we fulfill to this country, and hopefully this country fulfills to us. We will then parade to Shearwater, where we shall honor our fallen and their families. For those that are waiting here, while I do the lap of the boardwalk to get this started, my daughter Lindsay will accept donations or sell you dog tags. The dog tags say quite simply, prescription for sanity, keep calm and walk the dog, repeat as necessary. We do this so that we can raise the $350,000. If anyone would like to write a large tax-deductible check and hand it to Valerie Mitchell-Vino of the Nova Scotia Nunavut Command of the Royal Canadian Legion, I will get a good night's sleep that much sooner. But beyond my undying thanks, you are going to have the countless gratitude of other disabled veterans that you have helped. This would be a great start if it was over with the $350,000 today. But even if it was, my walk shall continue. I shall walk and I shall talk. I need to recruit an army of Canadians, positive supporters that are going to help us combat the war on PTSD and the battles that the injured face here in our communities. That enemy was invited here, or was not invited here. If I had my wish, we will pack him up and send him home. So very shortly, after this is done, we're going to do a lap of the boardwalk. There are others that are going to share some words with you. I need to clarify just 2 quick admin notes because people are going to wonder about these things. This is my walk to Sanity. So it has a lot of flexibility built into it, and that'll become very evident later. For those who wish to know how I'm going to keep track, a little thing called a Fitbit. Throw it in my pocket, and every day it logs my mileage, my stairs, my distance. So we'll post it. We'll keep you posted. My medical team, I don't do so good at listening, so they decided that getting me to not do this wasn't in the cards. So I had to agree that I will have up and down days. Today will probably be about 28 kilometers, which will put about 7 in the bank for me. If I earn any rest, Ty and I will have earned it as earned time off. Ty will never be at risk during this evolution. I have a cart to push her in should hot pavement become an issue. We have cooling pads. We have custom treats from Crazy Critter Cookies, but we're actually, although they're a treat, are designed with nutritional and energy requirements for Ty. They also happen to have a couple of her most favorite things in them. The flavors of bacon immediately come to mind. So folks, I really appreciate you being here with me this morning. And there's one other group that I forgot to mention. Version 2 of the speech is still on my printer, but in case you're off. I need you to look around here this morning, and please look around. Look at the number of people that are wearing black leather that look like bikers. Those people are veterans, by and large, every single one of them. All you veterans that are wearing colors, patches, crests, emblems, proud of your military service, put up your hand. Never, ever, ever make the mistake of judging a book by its cover. The Canadian Army Veterans Motorcycle Units, the UN NATO Veterans Riding Association, the Canadian